Today I'm here with Barbara McClintock, who is here to tell us about her life and discoveries of plant genetics. Could you start by telling us about your early life?
Yes. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut in 1902. My father was an Army doctor and my mother was a piano teacher. As a young child, I was extremely active and enjoyed sports like swimming and skating. However, I was also very concerned with my academics, and I was determined to go to college. I found myself at Cornell University in grad school for cytology. As an assistant, I improved a method that my employer was using and was able to identify male chromosomes. In fact, I beat my own boss to it.
And how did you get into mapping corn and corn chromosomes?
Well, once I had finished my PhD in 1927, I knew my next step was to map corn. I met fellow graduate students Marcus Rhodes and George Beadle, who became lifelong friends as well as colleagues. I helped Beadle sort out the neurospore chromosomes. In 1929, I met Harriet Creighton, a new graduate student at Cornell. In 1931, I began splitting my time between the University of Missouri and Cornell. I began working on the effects of X-rays on corn chromosomes, which led to my discovery of many other things, including inversions, deletions, and ring chromosomes in corn.
Could you tell me more about your job as an assistant? Where were you an assistant at?
Well, after a very depressing stay in Germany in 1933, I returned to Cornell. Later, I was invited to be an assistant professor at the University of Missouri. Fortunately, I knew that my leadership and maverick ways were not fitting for the position of being a lady scientist. I left the University of Missouri in 1941.
I heard you won a Nobel Prize. What was it for, and how did you feel about people's views of your work?
Well, Marcus Rhodes, who was at Columbia University, and Miloslav Demarek, a Drosophila scientist at Cold Spring Harbor, invited me to Cold Spring Laboratory for the summer. Rhodes was growing his corn there, and Demarek knew and respected me as a scientist. When Demarek became director of genetics, he offered me the position. It was there that I figured out the process of transposition in corn chromosomes. For this and my other work, I was awarded a Nobel Prize for Physiology in the year 1983. Although many people knew of my genius, I admit that it was sometimes difficult for me to express my ideas. My work with transposition was fairly well known, but few understood it until it was shown in 1970. I was dedicated to my work, which was also my passion.